happening is your self-worth is very much connected to how you take care of yourself. And if you're not able to do that, your self-worth is going to hit like a ceiling, right? It's going to get stuck, and we got to bust through that. And the way that we do that is by rewriting the story that we have around what we have going on and how we're feeling. Okay, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're talking about tonight. Are you ready? Let's do it. Another thing that I'd love for you to do besides asking questions, I'd love for you to tell me what your story is limiting you with. Like, how is your story holding you back? When I'm talking about this, what's triggering for you? So even if it's not a question, if it's a share, please do that, because what happens when you do that is other people relate to it and connect to it. So I might just be addressing yours, but it will answer something for a lot of different people. Okay. So before I dive in, I want to give you guys a quote, and I'm actually going to post it because I love it so very much. I saw this and I just was like, I have to tell them this quote tonight. Okay. So this is a Diane, oh, it didn't all show up. Hold on. This is a Diane Ackerman quote. And let me see if I can get it all on there for you. This is what the quote is. I don't want to get to the end of my life and find that I just lived the length of it. I want to have lived the width of it as well. Isn't that powerful, you guys? I love that so much. Let me try one more time. It might be too long for me to get up on here. Yeah, it's too long. Okay, I'll post it in the comments in case you love it as much as I do. There we go. Maybe I can pull it up once it's a comment. Here it is. Okay, so here it is. Oh, now it shows up. Good, good, good. So it's, I don't want to get to the end of my life and find that I lived just the length of it. I want to have lived the width of it as well. Doesn't that feel powerful? I love that. So I wanted to share that with you guys because, hey, Mary, yes, isn't that awesome? Stacy loves it too. Yeah, that just really spoke to me in such a big way, and I thought that it might speak to you as well. Okay, let me get this off the screen here. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's talk about your story and how it's interrupting your ability to take care of yourself, and why self-care is more than just treating yourself nice. How your self-care routine is and how much time and space you make for your own self-care is dictating your ability to manifest, and is very, very connected to the energy of money. So if you're not taking care of yourself and lifting up your self-worth all the time by self-care, then you're not going to have your worth financially grow either. So this is a topic that is more important than just like making time for a massage every once in a while. Okay, makes sense? All right. So let me tell you what I mean by your story. We all create all kinds of stories about our lives and what we want for our lives and who we think we should be. And the key word to this is should, because when you are connected to who you think you should be, or maybe who you're trying not to be, it makes it so you can't be authentic. There's no authenticity in trying to be something or trying not to be somebody else. The true authenticity comes from being you in the moment you're in and feeling that, right? So that's where this becomes a problem. And every person has a lot of stories. Part of the work that I do with people when I get to do sessions with them is that they have these stories that they think are real. They think that these stories are who they are, and they're not. And so getting to release those stories and give someone the power to rewrite them and to take charge of their own story, even just the awareness that's there is so powerful. So I want to tell you about that so you can start to do that a little bit for yourself and for your story, okay? So what your story is telling you is who you should be and how you should appear to the outside world. Okay, so this ties in with self-care in lots of ways. It's one of the most evident ways you can find where someone has placed limits on themselves through their stories when it comes to taking care of themselves. This is probably the most evident and easy for me to see when it comes to self-care in mothers, okay? Because there is this story that we're all taught and that's passed on from generation to generation in our culture that talks about how a woman, especially a mother, should be a martyr. That's how you're good, if you're selfless, Okay, so we celebrate and we lift up and we idolize this model of a selfless woman. But this appreciation and love for the selfless woman is a story, okay? And it's not something that's very empowering. But we appreciate that and we lift it up and we build it up and we say things like, oh my gosh, that's so selfless, right? Oh my gosh, that's so I can't believe she just forgot all about her stuff to do that for them. Like, what a great person she is. We need to get away from that, right? We need to pull away from that idea. We need to instead say, you know what's more powerful? I think we should build up and we should appreciate and we should create stories around women, especially women today on International Women's Day, especially women who have a strong sense of self, right? That woman has a really strong sense of self. She knows who she is. She knows what she's good at. She knows what her purpose is. She knows where she shines as a mother, as a wife, as a business owner, as an employee, as a friend, all of that. She has a strong sense of self. And even look at that woman, go her. Let's cheer her on because she's really getting to know herself and she's building this beautiful sense of who she is. Let's celebrate that instead. We need to shift into more of a story like that, okay? This martyr BS, I'm done. No, we're done with this because this has created a self-worth crisis amongst women. All right. Now listen, for the guys, my dudes, my friends watching, or for the women who are thinking of their insecure male friends and loved ones, I get it. You guys have your own self-worth crisis and it's connected to this too. I'm not excluding you from this. I'm simply speaking specifically to how women are raised to believe that a martyr is the proper role model for us. And anything else means that you're a bad person. And what I want you to see with that is that that's a story, and it's a story that sucks. It's a story that I'm over, okay? For my Ladies in My Life Changers program, we're actually talking about Disney princesses this week. And you might be like, what the heck does that have to do with being connected and spiritual and making your life better? Well, it has a lot to do with that because Disney princesses are a great example. Look at all of their stories. Tell me about one strong, powerful woman, not girl, woman, in one of those stories that is not evil. Go ahead and name one. I'll wait. I'll cue the cricket noises because there isn't one. There's really no mothers in any of them. They're all dead. Most of them don't even get a mention. And if they are there, they're these like non-character wussy, I'm good and sweet, but I don't stand up for myself characters. Okay. Okay, so people say to me, well, you know, Sleeping Beauty had a mother. And I'm like, Sleeping Beauty had a mother. That's true, okay? But Sleeping Beauty's mother was intimidated by an evil, powerful woman to the fact that she just gave her kid away. She didn't even try to fight to keep that child. She didn't even try to like sneak over and visit her. She was like, you know what? Yep, best solution for 16 years, go hide my kid because I'm afraid of this powerful chick right here. What kind of character is that? What? Okay, so that's why there isn't. And I love that some of you guys are saying Elsa. I love Elsa, and Elsa being a character in the Disney franchise was huge. But Elsa's a girl. Elsa's not a woman. I think she turned 16 in the movie. Okay, so yay that our princesses are becoming stronger and more powerful and not needing a man. I love that. Okay, and actually Frozen was the first Disney princess movie directed by a woman, so I think that's why that tone is there. But that's not a woman, that's a girl, okay? And some of you are saying brave, great, good try, but the mother in that story is not a strong character. The girl, Merida, is a very strong girl. Yay, but she is not a woman. She's a girl, okay? So do you see where this character lacks? Any powerful woman in a Disney princess movie, which you were all raised on, and so was I, and don't pretend you weren't, and you can tell me that you didn't like the Disney princesses because they were weak, that's fine, but I bet as a kid it was only subconsciously going in that there were no powerful women. Okay, so here's the thing. The powerful women in those movies are evil, okay? Super, super evil. And they are manipulative. And they have these dark backstories, some of them, but man, are they powerful. I always loved the villains in those movies, okay? And everyone's like, what? Well, they were powerful chicks. They got stuff done. They made people move. They inspired people to do something. Most of them used fear, but still. So how can we imagine having that strong sense of powerful self without picturing these evil, mean, powerful women? Because we don't have that example. And even if we move beyond the Disney princesses, and I say to you, name me what Maleficent, Kim. Yes, absolutely. Evil, right? Powerful. One of my favorite characters, but evil, right? So that's what happens, right? We don't have those good figures. Name me one right now. I'll watch through the comments for those that are live, and I'll come back and look if you're watching this later and you're not live. Name me one powerful woman who is intuitive and soft and sweet, but also powerful and gets shit done, doesn't take any crap from anyone, and has that balance of like family and work and all of it, and is also a real person who shares struggles. Like, tell me her, one that's anyone else has heard of, okay? Go ahead. I can think of like maybe one, okay? That's not good enough. Okay, that's not enough. That's not okay. So guess what? Guess who has to do this now? Guess who has to stand up and has to say, you know what? We have to change this. We have to now be role models for everybody else, not just the younger generation. Oh my God, do they need us? But not just them, guys, for each other, right? It's us. It's us. We need to step up, these strong, empathic women who are like, come on. Let's go. Nicole said the grandma in Moana. Yes, good try. She is a good woman, but she didn't do anything. She waited around for Moana to come and passed it on to her, and we got a girl again doing something. We still don't have a story with someone like rocking it for us, right? Kelly says Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I love Belle, awesome, but she's a girl. She's not a woman. Okay, so she falls in love. She like, yes, powerful. And you can watch, guys, too. I have a class on this. Maybe I'll bring it back if you guys are interested, where you can watch the progression of princesses. So we start with Snow White. Like even her singing voice is like this high-pitched, not strong voice. And we go all the way to Elsa, and we talk about that. And Belle is a big turning point character because she's much more depth. She has her own interests and things, right? And so we go from Snow White and we go through to Cinderella, to Ariel, to Jasmine, to Belle, and we go through and we show the progression, right? But we still lack that woman having a story, right? The message is you find the Prince Charming, and if you're good, you're dead, right? And if you're alive and powerful, you're evil. Like, what is that message, right? And even beyond the princesses, where are these role models that we're going? She's a strong sense of self, and she's kind, and she's intuitive, and she's a strong woman. She can hold her own. Where are they? Guess what? It's you. You watching this. This is you. Yes. Nicole, Pocahontas, awesome character. Yes, but a girl, not a woman. Okay, these are girls, the princesses. So they're working and they're trying, but their stories end before they become women. All right, and you can try to tell me that there's like the stupid, I don't know, Little Mermaid 2 or something, but that does not count. And even in that, because my kids make me watch that horrible movie, Ariel's kind of a character in there, and it's all about the little girl, and that we still don't have that strong woman character. Okay. Kim Possible is awesome, but not Disney and not a woman. Kim Possible is awesome, and I do love Kim Possible, but she's a girl, right? We still lack these women figures. So as a kid, we're watching these Disney princess movies, and we're identifying and being inspired by the girl, right? But what happens when you become a woman? Who do we use now? Who am I being inspired by? Where is she? I don't see her. The choices we have. I'm not going to talk bad about anyone because I don't like to do that. But the people right now for women that we are kind of lifting up and spotlighting are kind of one extreme or the other. Okay. And by that, and I know you'll probably give me some different places and pieces here, but and in the middle and good, give me them because I'll celebrate each one. I do know a few, but that we either have like the cold women in power suits who are just like trying to be very much like the men, or we have the women who are just all about the superficial and looks and being sexy and promoting that. And we don't have very many here in this beautiful balanced part of those things, where someone isn't using their sexuality and looks to gain like surface things. They're using them to feel powerful and to be powerful themselves. And they're overall on the power suit side, they're just cold, and they're kind of taking away that part of being a woman that's so amazing and powerful to try to fit the mold of being a man, right? Even putting a suit to like hide everything, right? So there's a balance there, and it's time for more of those women to stand up, more of us to go, I am all those things. I am superficial in the way that I like to put on a nice outfit and some makeup before I go out, okay? It's not really superficial. I do that because it makes me feel good and powerful and like I'm presenting who I feel like I am. And I also run a business, but I don't like power suits because they don't feel like me. They don't feel authentic. Right? So you got to find that balance where you're walking around like you, not based on a story. Got it? So we need to write these new stories where these women in these stories, women, not girls, women, because little girls need to see this in women, not just in other girls, okay? Where women have a strong sense of self, and we need to celebrate the hell out of that, okay? My example for someone who I feel like does this pretty well is Joanna Gaines. Do you guys know her? Joanna Gaines from Fixer Upper. I would put her, like, she shines. She knows what she's good at. She's authentic to her. I've seen all of these articles where people are like saying she should dress fancier or like do something completely different with her hair because she always wears it the same way. And I'm just like, what? She's being her. I love her style. I love who she is, right? She shows that she's a mom, but she also works hard and she shares the struggle of balancing it all. I like that. We need more of that, in my opinion. Okay, so share with me if you know more, because I will cheer and celebrate each of them. And maybe, hopefully, you know some. Maybe you have friends that are some, or you know of someone who maybe isn't super famous, but is that great? Celebrate them, but we need more of them. So I'm calling you to do it. So here's how you do that. Here's how you step out of that place of just like, I can't take care of myself because it's selfish. I'm sick of that story. That story is no good anymore. And that comes from a chick who used to have that story like written across her forehead. Okay. So while I'm teasing you and I'm yelling at you for this, I come from a place of having been there. So this is what my friends, I think Jamie, if she's here, my hashtag friend, would say is a love shove. I love you and I don't want you to be there anymore because I know how incredibly sucky that is. Okay? Here's the thing. Not taking the time and the money to take care of yourself is not making you better. It's not making you a better mom. It's not making you a better wife or a better friend or a better business owner or employee. It's not making you a better human. There's no award. I've asked up there, angels, all the dead people, does anyone get an award if you didn't take good care of yourself while you were here? Nope, there isn't one. That you won't get a prize or any kind of a gold star when you get over there for that behavior. What you will get is you will get run down and you will get your self-worth lowering and lowering and lowering and lowering. So what you need to do is you need to look at what the story is that you've created on who you need to be. So if you're a mother and your story says, once you're a mother, you spend every waking moment with your children, and anytime that they are home, you're home, and you don't ever leave to go for a walk for 10 minutes or to go get a massage or to go, and I'm not even talking about spending the money, to go see your friend and have some coffee. Like, you do not do that, because that makes you a bad mom, because a good mom is a martyr. She doesn't even worry about herself. I'm calling bullshit on that story for all of you right now. So if you have that story, you got to check it. And I want you to look at it and I want you to rewrite it because it sucks and it's making you a less amazing, empowered version of yourself. Okay, that's what it's doing. And I'm sick of that because you are too amazing to have a dim little light shining. I know that light can shine brighter. So no more. That story does not make any sense. And here's why. I want you to think about the next generation, whether or not you have kids. And I want you to think of being a role model for them. Okay. And I want you to say, you know what? I am setting an example for them. And you know what? Not even the next generation. Fellow women, and I want you to think of like what you want for them and what you want to promote for them and what you want to lead by example for them. And I want you to think, yes, I'm here. I'm a lighthouse. I'm put here to shine, to show people the way and say, hey, I could guide you if you like. I'm not going to run around and beg you for it, but I'm going to shine real bright so that if you need my help, I'm going, hey, this is who I help. This is what I do and who I help. If you want to come see, does this work for you? Great. Come on in. Jump in. I'll guide you in this way. I'm a lighthouse, right? So if that lighthouse is looking ragged, okay, that lighthouse does not look like she's maybe showered in a week. And she looks like she does not care that she has on the same outfit that she's been wearing for the last 4 days. It's got stains all over it. And she is exhausted because she hasn't taken any kind of a break. And her brain is zapped and fried because all it does is think about everybody else. And the energy coming out of her body is kind of chaotic and fragmented and all over the place because she hasn't taken a few moments to center herself. What does that give to anybody else? What do you give to your children? What do you give to your friends or the other people you want to inspire and the people that you want to help? If you're someone who's in this group, you're an empath because those are my people, right? So if you're here to help people in some way. How can you give if that's how you show up, right? So picture this instead. Picture yourself taking good care of yourself. And this can be baby steps. I'm not saying that you now need to spend 6 hours a week at the spa, which, oh my God, if you can, do that, please. But that's not what I'm telling you have to do. I'm saying start slowly to add in a little bit more. Just ask your body what it needs. It will answer. It will tell you. Ask your soul what it needs. It will speak loudly. Ask your brain what it needs. It's been telling you for a while on repeat and you're ignoring it, okay? Look at that and when the answer comes, find a way to give that to yourself. I want you to also look at the idea, especially if you're a mother, of quantity of time versus quality of time with your children. Okay, and I want you to just look at the importance of showing up and being at 110% and having that be a little bit less. And then I want you to look at showing up all the time like a haggard mess who's exhausted and setting an example of not caring for yourself and not having enough to give and being grouchy. Okay, when I get grouchy, do you know what my kids and my husband say to me? Do you have yoga tonight? You want to go, did you get your meditation in today? You want to go for a ride, Mom? Do you have acupuncture or massage this week? That's what they say. I'm not lying and I'm not kidding. They start asking me because they can see my little children who are 6 and 8 can look at me and go, this woman has not recharge her battery. Her cup is empty and she's not giving us anything good right now. Okay. So it's about teaching them that. I have 2 boys and this still resonates strongly with me because I don't want them to grow up to become parents or become employees of somebody or to start dating somebody and to decide to martyr their life and to not keep going for their dreams and care for themselves and feed their soul and take care of their bodies, to just stop doing that as soon as they get there. And I can say that till I'm blue in the face, but if I don't live it, then it's not going to have the effect on them that I want. They will take what I do so far over what I say. Makes sense? So what I want you to do for me, I'm going to go through your comments right now, but what I want you to do for me is I want you to think about what is the one thing that stops me from taking care of myself? What's the most powerful thing that I use in my story to stop myself from taking care of myself? Is it money? Is it time? Is it another person judging you or saying things to you? What is that? What is that one thing? And then I want you to look at how you can change the story around that. So let's say it's money. Okay, well, Heather, I can't afford to get a massage every week. Okay, you don't need to get a massage every week. What can you afford? What can you afford to do? Can you afford to go for a walk? Probably doesn't cost you any money. Okay, how if money's the thing stopping you, find a way around it. Set a goal for yourself. If you want to get a massage every week, oh my God, that's one of my new goals. Now that I just said that, I'm like, this is definitely going to be a new goal of mine. That sounds amazing, doesn't it? Let's say you want to get a massage every week. That's one of your self-care things, okay? So like, I want to get a massage every week, but you currently can't afford it. All that means is you don't currently have the resources to make that happen. It doesn't mean that you suck or that you don't deserve to have that. So instead of going, I can't because of money, and stopping there, say, I'm going to gather the resources to be able to have a massage once a week. And I currently, when I look, I have the resources to have a massage every other month. So I'm going to start there as I work on manifesting the resources to do it every week. That's how you keep going. That's how you rewrite a sucky story that's keeping you stuck. If it's time, okay, I'm giving you the most common ones that people tell me. If it's time, time equals priority. So if you are saying, I do not have the time, you are saying, I am not making self-care a priority. So then you have to say, why? What is more important to me than caring for myself? And a lot of people will say, well, I have to work and I have to sleep and I have to eat. And I'll go, okay, nowhere in your day, nowhere in your week can we find 10 minutes of self-care. Nowhere in your week can we sneak in an hour of a massage, maybe even, how about in your month, okay? There's nowhere. I'm going to call bullshit on you right there. That's not true. It's that you don't feel good. Your self-worth gets shaky when you think of making that a priority in your week. You think of making yourself a priority, you start to think, oh my gosh, what does that say about me? And when you ask yourself that, what you're worried about is what other people are thinking of you. So you're worried about other people's opinions of you if you get a massage. I'll tell you what their opinions of you are going to be. What a lucky lady. That's what they're going to say. How lucky. Okay, good. Let them say that. And then when they say that, be like, you know what? This is what I did to get myself to be able to do that. I used to struggle with that too. They throw some shade at you. Just send them some love. It's okay. They're just feeling like I'm not powerful enough to make that happen. Okay? All right. So throw your excuses at me too. All right. Let me go through your comments here, friends.